Hey everyone, this demo is going to be on drawing the head and the hands. So first let's talk about the tools. I'm using a Sharpie pen. It's an ultrafine tip. It's a very thin liner and it's brown. And I have a Copic markers here. This is skin tone E51, E13, a little darker skin tone. And I'm using E08 for red and B34 for blue and E49 for dark brown and E74 for lighter brown. And paper is just a regular Borden Riley marker pad. So let's get started. I'm going to do a quick sketch here first, and I'll break it down for you later on. So I have a little balance line in the center, and I'm going to wrap around a little head around it. And I'm going to cut that in half, approximately. And I'm going to place my eyeballs there, and a little nose, and the shape of the mouth. And you probably noticed that I'm just doing quick indications first. And a little hairline. And adding some ears. Just a little quick tip. You want to keep symmetry in mind. What that means is, whatever you do to one side, you should immediately do that to the other side, so that you're always keeping things balanced. Okay, let's see. Add some little eyeballs here. And we are ready to add some shading. And I'm going to actually start off with my E13, a little darker skin tone, add the darker shades. And we'll come back and add the lighter ones later on and blend them. So as you can see, I'm adding the eye socket area, and bottom corner of the eyes, and bottom of the nose, and some shadows. Top of the lips, bottom of the lips. Always leave a little bit of a crack open for highlights. And in the jaw area, along the jawline. And you can also add a little thin line right there to hug around the jawline to bring that out a little bit. Again, I'm doing shading in a symmetrical manner as well, left and right. And sculpt the neck out a little bit more to make it a little more rounder. And let's see, I'm going to add some color in the eye. I'm going to use the B34. Actually, let's do some shading first. I'm going to soften these shadows first. And there's a little indentation over there. And I'm going to add some shading along the side of the nose to sculpt it out a little better. And also soften these cheekbones out as well. And also along the jawline, corner of the lips. And a softer transition near the forehead, and of course make the head and neck go a little rounder by adding some softening tones, just a little bit in the ears. And now I'm going to add some blue for the eye color, and I'm leaving a little bit of that white at the bottom to suggest highlight. This makes the eyeball appear wet, and it takes care of the highlight part as well. Now I'm going to come in and add the darker pupil part with the E49, and nice generous eyelashes, and just a little bit in the corner bottom, just to suggest it. You probably don't want to go all the way around unless you're going for very particular, like say runway makeup style. And little holes in the nostril, and the corner of the lips and bottom of the lips, just a touch bottom of the ears. And let's see, that looks pretty good. And now let's add some hair. I'm going to start with the E74, a little lighter brown. Add some volume first, and again I'm leaving some white, preserving some of the white in the paper to suggest highlights, and give a little more volume to the top. There you go. And I'm going to come in on top of that with the little darker brown E49, and you want to lay that in where you have darker tones. So places like the side of the head, and there you go. And a little bit of a color in the lips, using E08 for that. Again, leaving that little highlight at the bottom of the lips alone, going around it. And we'll blend that with the E51 in a little bit to soften that up. Okay, now let's do a little quick breakdown. Let's draw a center line. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the little dome top for the top of the head. And at the little jaw at the bottom. And let's see. Zoom in a little bit here. And I'm going to put a dot on the top of the head and the dot at the bottom of the chin. And between those two dots, I'm going to make a little dot in the center visually and cut it in half. And let's see. Now that's a halfway point between top of your head to the bottom of your chin. And I'm going to mark a hairline right there. And between the hairline and the chin, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in three equal parts. 1, 2. And that first one is going to be, let's see, 1, 2. So that's the hairline. And the first one will be a brow. And we'll place the eyes at the halfway point. And that will be the bottom of the nose. So that's a simple breakdown of the features. Placement. And let's go ahead and add the eye shape, left and right. And just wanted to let you know, if you have something to measure with, you should always have eye distance between the two eyes. So there's one eye distance, and make sure the eyes are same in length as well. Placing the brow and a little M shape for the nose to keep it simple. And between halfway point, just above it, that'll be the center of the mouth. And in the lip shape. And little cheekbones. Make sure they're the same length and same placement. And a little temporal area as well. At the ears in, the cartilage on top, and the rest of it. Again, keeping it symmetrical, left side and the right side. And little eyeballs in again, a little lash. And I'm going to keep the hair a little simple. A little volume on the top. If you go to the corner of the eye and if you draw a line down, that'll give you a good indication of where you should place the neckline. So put a little arrow there to suggest. And let's see. So I'm just going to do a little quick shading with my gray marker. We're not going to really use any colors in this one because it's just a little quick breakdown demo. This is just to show you again where the important parts are as far as where the shading goes. ears, the neck. So even with this one simple tone, you should have volume and form. And of course, little lashes with a little darker brown, gray marker, and adding some thicknesses. So this would kind of give an idea of where the darker tones should go. Again, it really comes down to value grouping. The lighter group of values, where do they go? And a little darker tones, where do they go? And there you go. Now let's try out the side view. Here's the center line, eye line, and start a little ball there for the top of the head, and front of the face, simple shape for the eye, bottom of the nose, little lips, and ear placement. And I'm going to add the jaw right under the ears, and just an indication of the throat. Always a nice touch, add a little jewelry, add the lashes there. And I'm going to give her a little short hairdo, keep it a little more modern. And back of the neck, and just a hint of the clothing. And let's see, let's go ahead and zoom in here for a sec. And I'm going to come in and do the at the shading is again under the nose as usual. And if you remember from the previous demos, when I'm placing these shades and tones, they're exactly the same places, regardless of front view or the side view. So you want to be consistent that way. And it's probably easier to keep the light source consistent as well, so you don't have to worry about what the light's doing on the face, and you can concentrate on more important things such as clothes. So a little cheekbone. And I'm going to add, let's see, a little softening here with a lighter marked skin tone, E51. And I'm going to sculpt the nose out a little bit better. And corner of the lips as usual. And softening out the jawline as well. And that's pretty good. Let's see. I'm gonna make her a brunette. So I'm starting with the a lighter brown, and pretty much covering up a good portion of it, except for some of the area near the top, where we might have to show highlights. And a little slightly darker tone to add lashes, the brow, and also we can add the darker shades in the hair. And usually they go near the top to show the contour of the head, and we'll shade in the bottom of the head as well. And there you go. Just a little cleanup, and also you can add some detail on the jewelry. And of course, red lips. Leave a little bit of a highlight on the top of the lip, bottom lips there. And a little blush on the cheek. And you might as well add some color accent in the earrings as well. Just a hint of color in the eye. And let's see, and also just a little more warm tone in the hair to bring it all together. And that looks pretty good. Three-quarter view. And I'm going to start with a little oval shape here. And I'm going to place that center line going through the center of the face, and get the little jawline around the edge, and eyeballs placement, and a little nose shape and lips. And notice how everything is has slightly different proportions now. So the side that's closer to the camera, everything will be slightly bigger than the side that is turning away from the camera. So something to note. And little lashes there, and eyeballs. And everything else pretty much stays the same as far as adding your landmarks where the cheekbones are, the temple bones are, so on and so forth. And a little jewelry detail. And I'm going to go ahead and shade it with the E13, a little slightly darker skin tone. Under the nose, inside the little eye socket there. And zoom in a little bit. And sculpting that, the eyes a little better. And the cheekbones, bring those out a little bit. And separate the jawline from the neck. And a little cheekbone indentation on the other side as well. And sculpt the mouth and the brow a little better. And the neck a bit. And let's see. We'll add a little color in the eye. And the eyeball right there. And just add some little darker tones, a little lash. And notice the direction of the brush stroke. It's slightly different now because now we're in three-quarter view. And the rest is pretty much the same. I'm gonna add a little, block the hair in a little bit with this dark brown tone. Again, I'm going to keep her hair short. A little detail in the jewelry. And let's go ahead and soften. And before we do that, add a little cheekbone, blush in the cheekbone area. And now we can go ahead and soften it up with my a lighter skin tone marker. And if you recall from previous demos, these shading and placement goes exactly in the same spots. The corner of the lips, the cheekbones, softening up the jawline, the side of the face, the temporal area, and we'll cast a little shadow under the chin on the neck, just make it a little more realistic. And the forehead, there you go. and of course some color in the lips as well. And one of the really important things is that you have to know when to stop. And there you go. This is probably a good time to stop. Okay, let's now transition to hands. And we're going to go ahead and start out with the little body shape here so that we can rest our hand on. And this is going to be a pose where you have your hand rested on the side of your hip. So I'm starting out with the contour of the hand here, and this will be the little pinky. And I'm going to go ahead and group the two middle fingers together, as you can see, and just show a little indication of the separation here. Whenever you can, try and group fingers together. That'll give you a little more of a sketchy and stylized feel and look without having to be too realistic. And it's a little more fun as well. And I just added some red nail polish, and I'm going to go ahead and shade these in with my E13 again. And getting these little shadows in. The knuckles. And let's go ahead and soften these up with the slightly lighter marker tone, skin tone. And again, you don't want to do too much to this. Okay, now let's move on to the next pose, and this will be just a regular simple hanging pose where you have your hand relaxed next to your body, just hanging down. And I have a little thumb drawn in here, and the outer contour of the hand here. You're going to turn by the knuckle, and that little shape of the index finger, and just a hint of that middle finger in the back. And that's all you need to show. You don't want to add too much detail, so I'm going to go ahead and shade this in. A nice slightly darker tone to start out with. On the undersides and the inside of the hand, it's a little darker. And red nail polish as usual. And let's go ahead and soften these out a little bit using the E51 so that the shadows transition a little better from the light. And that's pretty much it. Now let's go ahead and go to the next pose, and we'll do let's see. We'll do a hand kind of resting against the side of your body, and this is also very handy. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a simple shape here, and the side of maybe your hip or your thigh. So as you notice, I am only showing the thumb and the index finger. So again, the less you show, but at the same time, if it still reads what it's supposed to read, then you've done the job. So here's a little shading. So you basically want to illustrate whatever you're trying to illustrate with the least amount of brush strokes and least amount of detail. And simple shading again. And that's all pretty much you have to do. And I'm going to show you one last thing here, and this is just a quick breakdown of the hand from the top view. There's your wrist coming down, there's the top part of your hand, and then the rest will be where the digits are. And go ahead and just draw a little wedge like this, and since we have 4 digits, go ahead and cut it in 4 equal parts, and then go ahead and connect to the tip, and that'll give you your digits in the front end. Add the little thumb on the side. And let's go ahead and give it some red nail polish again. There you go. And let's go ahead and hit some dark shades with the E13, knuckles and joints, and just some little indication of where the shadows might be. You can also add it just around the outer contour of the whole shape, just to make it a little more rounder and more, give it a little more form. And let's soften these up a little bit. There you go. So it definitely helps to know what the basic structure is underneath the underlying structure, and then you can build on top of that. And there you go.